Well, put a good word in for me so I
Hi
can
guys,
do.
this is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. They call me the Diva, and this is my co-host Nick DeLeon. Who do
And
we
we
have
got
here, Nick?
today is Melina Mike. Windows open.
Those
Windows
options of
open in the house. My
yeah.
goodness, man, you're a busy, busy dude. Always posting some stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to stay busy and yeah, sleep's overrated. So uh
I feel
we
you
made it.
some days.
Yeah, yeah. But we made it, and you guys hit me up to come on here and for a good cause, and yeah, there was no way I was gonna go and say no. So
We
um
appreciate you helping us out.
Yeah,
We
for
really
sure.
do.
appreciate y'all having me.
All right, I'm
Where,
gonna mess
where
around with
can we
this stuff
find
right
the
here.
yeah,
Hey Nick,
real
could you
quick,
do me
Tracy?
a favor, please?
What's up?
Where can we find the link online so I can
I
share
am
it?
about to post all that stuff up for you. Most of
Okay,
everything is scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. It's
okay.
ours is called what we're calling ours is Secret Santa for Kentucky. So you'll go to this lady's page. It's her Venmo page. Her name is Megan Crabtree. What she's going to do is accept all the donations and give each person that donates a receipt. They need to tag their donations Secret Santa for Kentucky. All of those will come back to us, and we'll be able to let the viewers know how much money we raised tonight.
That'll be good. That's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we
yeah.
need. We need to build it up.
Who is Megan, Tracy? She related to
Megan
you
is a
or
young lady that owns a clothing boutique online. She has two small children and I believe a newborn. She was near the area that was affected. Basically, what happened on December the 10th, a line of storms came through the Midwest, the central Midwest there. And it caused a lot of damage throughout several states and not just the state of Kentucky. Fortunately, all of those other states have little to no damage or some major damage, but in just spotted areas. The most affected was the state of Western Kentucky, and one particular area that has been put all over the social media and the news media is Mayfield. Mayfield is I believe a couple of hours north of Paducah. And if I'm not badly mistaken, isn't that where Skylar Woodward's from?
hmm yes, ma'am.
And the news that I had gotten was like the very next day on Saturday, there was a 2-month old child's photo that was all over my news media. So, of course, I had to click on it to find out why this child had bruises all over its face. And there was a parent um, typing, and the message was, we survived. We were pulled out of the area, and it was just catastrophic, the things that he was saying, and that they were thrown literally across the backyard into the next door neighbor's yard. The child and the family was taken to the hospital, but little did they know there was more damage to the baby than what they knew, and the child ended up being airlifted to another hospital and later on died from his injuries. After saying that and then sitting with my thoughts and seeing the other child, I thought that parent's going through so much and it's Christmas time, and this little boy, I don't think, we don't mean to be selfish as children. We're literally thinking about ourselves because we've only been taught that. Um, he's probably thinking, where's Santa Claus going to find me if I'm in a home, in a shelter? And that broke my heart. So that's the reason why I reached out to Nick and I was like, hey, do you think you can help me out? And he goes, sure, let me get my Lena mic on. And that's how we got here. So my family does one fantastic thing a year, which is a lot of charity work. And our ringleader is not able to do it this year. And I thought, well, hey, we could probably raise a whole lot of things because we're pool players. I mean, we do have big hearts. A lot of people don't
Yes,
think we do, but
yes, we
we
do.
absolutely do. And she got me in touch with Megan. And Megan has a huge, amazing heart, and she said, I would be honored to let you guys help me with this. So I appreciate it, Melina Mike. I really do.
Yeah, as I'm a father, I got four girls, and I know how important Christmas time is to them, as I'm sure it is for you guys and your family. And when you hear about stories like this of people losing everything, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, but for a kid, it really just makes it that much worse being so close to Christmas.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
to like be able to like wrap your head around that understanding and maybe asking questions and maybe having questions in your faith during that time because you're going through so much and just yeah, it's heartbreaking. And I remember I was talking with my buddy James Hanshoe like just a couple days ago when I was on the way to the post office, and he's a dad. By the grace of God, his daughter was born, and I think she just turned one. But anyway, we were talking, and he was like, "Don't forget," and it stuck with me. He said, "Don't forget when you write out your Christmas gifts to make the small ones from Santa and the big ones from you and you and Tina." And I was like, "What do you mean? Like I don't understand what that means." And he was like, "Well," he said, "if let's say your daughter goes to school and she says, 'I got this great big old gift from Santa Claus,' but then that next kid in their room may have gotten something smaller, they may not be able to understand that." And I was like, man, I was part of that kid growing up, and
Yeah.
it really just hit home, you know what I mean? And all the things that we had to go and deal with growing up. But you know, I've been fortunate where I've never had. I mean, I live on the Gulf, so we always have hurricanes. Every year. That's always a threat, and we're aware of it every year. But we've been fortunate to dodge it over the last 15 years or so. But when you hear about natural catastrophes, it's like there's no preparation, there's no nothing. It just comes, and you can't do nothing about it, and you didn't do nothing wrong. And these kids, unfortunately, and these families are just devastated. And yeah, the pool world, as many jerks as there can be, there's plenty of people with huge, huge hearts in here as well. So yeah,
Yeah, I have two of my own, and Christmas, I mean, without house, without some of your family members, I mean, it's rough. And to hear this happen and see this happen, it's I mean, I can't. It's hard for me to watch the news because of it, because I have kids. Like I feel that like
I'm
when I
with
did
you.
it, when I didn't, it was like, oh, no big deal. And then since I have to, it's just like
What
I mean, what
It's
can we
hard,
do?
man, because
It
that
is.
can eat at you. Like you see
Yes.
stuff like that, and I don't want to. It can be very selfish when you're just like you kind of want to keep it out of sight because you don't want it to bring down your whole thing. But then you also you you got to appreciate your blessings too,
Correct.
and
Of course.
and be able to pass it forward if or pay it forward rather if you're able to, and
Correct.
especially this time of year, man. You
Yeah.
know,
And
um,
with everything that's been going on, and then on top of this, you get hit with this, and then, I mean, we're over here, sunny days and whatnot, and this is happening, and I mean, the best thing to do is to try to raise some more money and help them out and help Megan out, getting those families and those kids don't think Santa Claus ain't coming.
so what's the goal here? People are gonna donate money, and then they're gonna in turn go out and purchase gifts for kids.
Yes,
Is that what's gonna happen?
she's going to go tomorrow and purchase gifts with the money that is collected. She has other people that are donating to the same cause, but ours is being separated so that she can keep a tally of how much we actually raised tonight. And this she will keep collecting money up until midnight. That way she can get that tally to us as fast as she possibly can.
That's
So I mean,
fantastic.
yeah, with whoever anybody's out there, share away, um, help out Kentucky, help out the families. Don't let them forget about Christmas, and even though with this horrible tragedy that's happening to them, so
Yeah, it's like the more you read it, it's every day. It's
it's
more and
something.
more, more and
Yeah,
more lives are lost, and there's still active recovery, and it's easy to get caught up in your day-to-day life and, you know, put it to the back burner. But these are real people going through real things, and it's terrible.
Is horrible. But the least we can do is jump on and help here and get some people, and hopefully the pool community comes together like they normally do. When big stuff like this happens, and we're donating. Like and we're not saying you need to donate like $10,000 or anything like that, but
Absolutely not.
I mean,
$5,
yeah,
$10. I mean, we don't expect anybody just to cut a
yeah,
giant check. I mean,
no,
it'd be nice if somebody would.
but just little thing helps, man. Throw $10, throw $5, whatever it is. You throw that stuff to a stream.
Right.
So now you have people that are in need for help, and we want to keep the Christmas spirit going. At least they have that, and hopefully it gives them that one joy day after all of this nonsense.
I have some people like Adam Kroll down for me. He said he'd ship us a box of, shirts that we can donate. I got in touch
That's
with
awesome.
a fraternity.
Big time threads. Yeah, he does all
Yes,
my
sir.
jerseys and everything.
They
He
helped
is
me out,
always on
did a
top of it.
major. I got sent them an email this morning and let them know that there was an Eagles fraternity very close to that area that were accepting donations. So I got him an address so he could ship them directly there. Hopefully the mail is going to make it through there. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to have to get me a giant truck.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get a giant truck.
Road trip.
But I mean, we just gotta work together, rally together, and do what we can to help out Kentucky and the families.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was living in the South in my area. This is common. This is not something that's new. It was about 12 years ago, I believe, or possibly less. Once every 10 years, I think, a tornado just comes and literally demolishes my mother's house. She's been dealing with this my entire life. It's almost comical in my household. It's like, well, it's almost time for mom to get a new house. So none of us go around her for about a year. I was like, Mom, you're bad news. And that was just a running joke, we had. One year, I mean, it normally just kind of missed us, but it was like we kept putting pieces back on the roof and whatnot. That one year, something was different. It felt strange. The skies were literally an odd color, a greenish, murky, bad horror movie color. My son barely got off of the bus when we saw the tornado actually coming near us. And that has to be the scariest thing in the world, because if they had kept those kids on that bus for 2 minutes longer, my son would not be here. It's a scary thing to live through. So I completely get that whole, if you don't have to think about it, and this is one thing that we can do to lessen that load for them, I'm down. I've got people from my work that knew that they were like, well, you're awfully chipper today. And I was like, it's time to raise some money. And they're like, okay. And they gave me money to put down to give to the charity tonight. So I've been collecting money all day long. People have a big heart usually during the holidays, and that makes it even more special to be an elf, and they not quite know where it comes from, but because
Yeah, I
we
like it
did
better like
it
that.
ourselves, we know,
Yeah.
and it's good for the spirit for you to do something that you are not going to be recognized for. That's the best gift of any, because it makes you feel good about yourself. And in turn, that makes other people start learning. It's like, these people are in a good mood a lot. It's
Yeah.
like, because we
Yeah.
give of ourselves, you have to give back to get.
You got
Karma.
to. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to help out. I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, you have to think about if you were there.
Absolutely. Joseph, you guys, we wouldn't be doing our jobs if it weren't for you guys out there, the fans and the players, the people that are just enthusiasts, people that just like to watch YouTube on occasion.
Yeah.
It's those people, if we can reach out to those people and give you guys what you want to see and who you want to talk to and that kind of thing, then this is good for us. It means we're getting somewhere. So we appreciate you guys. Always appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's a good use of the platform for sure. You know, it's good to go and be involved in the sport, but to be able to pull out, great people and get like-minded people together that are just genuine and sincere, and even if maybe they're not on a pool, maybe they're not pool players, but they just happen to stumble across and see this and you know recognize it's for a good cause, and it'll go a long way in just lifting somebody's spirits. And you'll probably never meet them, you'll probably never see them, a day in your life, but you don't know what kind of impact you can go and have on someone's life by just something like this. So it'll it'll be massive for them, just even if it's for a little while, you know
Yeah,
give give them some sunshine on that cloudy day.
agreed.
Let's see here, guys. I will be right back. On a lighter note, as we're doing this, I was curious about some things. Predator Tour. Melina Mike, you posted that earlier today. What are your thoughts on that Predator Tour, that listing?
Yeah, I hope all the guys, all the big players go out there and support it. That's the main thing. Go out there and go and attend it, because it's
That's a
massive, the
lot
amount
of
of money.
money.
It's
Looks good.
three-quarters of a million of $1 million altogether. So and then you still have these, some of these pro players like this last season who refused to go and participate in it because they weren't a fan of the format. Anybody who's willing to go and put that kind of money into the game for to allow these guys to make a decent living,
You
it's
got to
mind blowing to
respect
me.
that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hear a lot of complaints from players that there's no money in pool, there's no money in pool, there's no money in pool, and then you have someone willing to, put
Hmm.
Give
their
it
money
to
where,
them.
where their mouth is. But the
Yeah.
problem is at times that you got pro players who are the smartest guys in the room, so they'll say, "Oh, well, race the four is silly; it's a waste of time." Well, the promoters may have a bigger picture here of getting fans involved and maybe have a better finger on the pulse than said player, because the diehard players who are going to be around are going to go watch or not watch regardless. The,
Right.
the the point is to get the average pool players, the
Hmm.
the league players in there to go and attend and watch and view. And really they're trying to build these guys up to be athletes and celebrities, like
Yep.
any other sports stars are.
Right.
And but it's like if you're traveling across the country and you're missing big names in the industry, it's hard to go and get those fans in to go and attend. So everyone's got to play ball. And yeah, you don't want them to be playing bar box tournaments with 2,000 added 10 years from now. So if you got someone well in it, like they have been for so long,
Yep. Yep.
and but then they'll still be there griping, no one's adding any money to pool. Well, where were you? What did you do? Did you go and attend? Well, no,
Right.
because the format this. Well, it's like you kind of have to put
Hmm.
your BS to the side and get creative and figure out a way to go and crack a nut out there. And there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money being added. The first one I think is in January, and it's 75,000. So find me another event this year that had that kind of money outside of a matchroom event.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
is.
that's true. I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play in every one of them this year, and I'm
I was
looking
about
forward
to
to it.
ask what your next tournament was, Nick.
Oscar Dominguez and Desiree Hard Times Billiards. They're having one pocket the 30th and 31st, and then they're having 9 ball on the spot the first and the second. So that's my first start of the year. My first, I would say, big event, and then the Predator Tour, and then debating going to Derby or not, and then I think it's is it Wisconsin or Wyoming that Predators next in February?
I thought they said
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
No, it's Wisconsin.
all right, and then Texas Open 10 ball, and then March is all the Vegas events. I'll
World 10
definitely be
ball.
playing the 10 ball, but I won't be able to be qualified for the World 10 ball unless I win one of the Predator events.
Okay, cool.
So,
So
and then
I feel a lot of practice going on in your house.
once that table gets here, I'm full and ready. I'm going to be full on, 100%.
Speaking of, aren't you having some big party this weekend?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I get to say I
Must-
do to the most gorgeous, loving lady I've ever met in my life. And
You're getting married this weekend?
yes, I am. The
Man,
19th.
man, my invitation must have got lost in the mail, my man. Wow, man. I was only there recording it when you proposed. No big deal, right?
Well, he was going, make sure you're getting a good side,
So-
Mike.
Yeah, so we're doing something small with close friends and family only because of the fact that my kids can't survive a 20-hour flight to the Philippines. That's where
Absolutely not.
that's
Not-
where that's where the big
Not
wedding is
kill
going to
you.
be. But and we're going to be going live because of her family wants to see it, and there's some other people that couldn't make it, like for instance my sidekick. And I knew Melinda and Mike wasn't going to make that full drive just to come to the wedding.
I at least want to be able to say no. I'm good. I can't make it.
I
You know?
already knew.
Let me at least refuse.
You would have been.
You know?
I'm going, but I need my airfare, my gas.
Well,
my
what happened
car taken care
was
of.
is that it's right before Christmas. You know,
I
I'm a little
know.
tied up right now.
Yeah, no, but we'll be going live. Like I said, we'll tag you all. It's going to be very small, nothing crazy. But it's happening Sunday, and I cannot wait to get it done. So, like, I mean, we just been putting in so much work in the house to get ready, and we mostly did it for the kids, and the close friends and family that couldn't make it overseas when we do the bigger wedding.
Well,
Well,
congratulations,
I wish
man.
you guys the
Thanks.
best.
Thanks. So, your partner in crime was invited, but he's going to be out of state.
Who, Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually in Florida. Well, actually, I think he was flying out of Texas going to Florida, so
Got it.
he'll be out there. I think for the next 30 days or so on the road. So
Busy,
Oh.
busy.
Right?
Gotta stay on the road.
Yeah, I've had some friends, that have been graciously to help me out and teach me stuff in the house instead of me just paying somebody to come in and do it. So I've been learning and it's good. So since I've been not working, getting ready, and my pool room or our pool room's ready.
So
Just
what
waiting
you're
for the-
saying is you can start paying off Molina Mike now and trade.
yeah, for sure. I've been waiting on the glove, Tracy, for at least 6 months.
Uh,
Nick.
And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm probably being a little light on that time frame. I've been waiting at least 6 months. And Nick's the kind of guy where he'll say, "Well, I never got your payment." Okay, yeah. That's the kind of guy that my man Nick is.
oh no, not even close.
You deserve that, Nick.
Everything
you kinda do.
everything being on back order, I still haven't received my gloves.
There you go. Way to be on your toes, man. No, that's
Oh,
exciting
this guy.
stuff, man.
No,
And right
it
close
is.
to the holidays too. I like your style. Kill two birds with one stone. That way, all you got to do is Christmas and the anniversary are gonna be merged together.
Oh,
You're
no,
going to
hey,
fly.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that move.
Mike.
You know?
Even better. Check this out. Anniversary, Christmas, her birthday.
Oh man, the goat. Nick's
He's
the
gonna be
goat.
broke forever.
It's a
I know
lot.
why he's playing
Yeah.
all these big old turns.
No.
You better
It's a
start
lot.
cashing, boo.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Speaking of action, I think Chris might be out there going to Arizona.
Yes, I did hear that yesterday.
Yeah, we talked earlier this week. He said he was going to be heading that way. I think he already is. So
If I would have known that
that
earlier,
would be a good way to go and get you. Don't do that. The guy's driving like 8 hours. Make time. Go get
Make
in
time
the
for what?
grease. Go get.
I do
what
get
you
in the
mean?
grease.
Are you
I
a
do
pool
get in the
player
grease.
or are you Tim the Tool Man all of a sudden? I mean, I'm a little lost.
I was thinking Bob
Hey,
the Builder, but
hey,
Yeah, there you
hey,
okay.
go.
hey,
Yeah,
hey, Mike.
yeah,
Hey, don't be
yeah.
mad because I can do what you can't do.
No, listen. If I had that 10-ball break, I'd be out there playing Chris tonight. Believe me. If you gotta go get in there,
No,
Nick.
I am. I told you, dude. I don't mind getting in a game. I don't feel like getting murdered. I at least need a spot. The guy plays so much better than I do.
What, being
The
murdered?
guy plays great.
Right. This is live, Nick. People can see this. People can see this.
No,
Yeah.
I plan on playing him some cheap. I heard he was coming in town. I asked a couple people how long he was in town.
Yeah, I think he's on his way to go spend time with his family in California for the holidays. So
Got it.
he's just driving through. But I think he'll be there for at least a couple days, if I'm not mistaken. But that'd be a
Yeah,
good way to get the chicken wing loosened up. You know?
yeah, dude. Are you kidding me, dude? I'm dying to get in some action.
Well,
I'm sure he's ready right now.
I bet you, yeah.
all of a sudden he can't hear so well. You know, I'm gonna give Chris your number, and Nick's phone's gonna be on airplane mode. Yeah.
Oh
No, but
my
that'll be good. You
god.
got a lot of big plans coming up, and if you're gonna be, if from what I hear is right, be a ton of players from all over the world that are gonna be in the States for a few months playing all these events, because it's very similar to what we had, going back to the end of August, where that few month stretch of just back to back to
Back
back
to
events.
back,
I mean,
right?
literally it's the same thing, starting with Oscar's event,
Yep.
and literally every weekend it's going to be a killer, like at a minimum of like $5,000 to $7,000 added, for a lot of these events. And it's like every weekend they got something else going on, and it's multiple disciplines, and it's all across the country, and everyone's trying to schedule around Derby before and after, and just kind of get all those players who are going to be in the States. And I think right after Oscars is Iron City, if I'm not mistaken. So that's
Yep.
where y'all
Yeah.
were at, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
That's
yeah.
how I met Nick, actually.
They reached
Iron
out to me,
City.
but I can't do it. So it's too close because like you get done on the like 9th, and then you're flying right into Arizona to go to Tucson for the Predator, and then you're right after the Predator, you're pretty much heading to Derby. Like it's too much. So I had to pick and choose. So I'm doing Oscars event, and then I'm doing the Predator, and then I have my list of going down the list. So. And I'm just happy to have the people behind me and Q-Tech for getting me out there and helping me out. So and a couple others that have been helping me out as well.
Well, I'll be rolling through Mississippi. Has got their Big Time Billiards is doing their high-low tournament again this weekend, and Joey Henderson is predicting $100,000 Calvetta.
Jeez.
That's the one you got to go to. That's the one you got to go.
Got to go to, that high-low tournament. I'm pretty sure you're going to see Josh Roberts probably gracing there if he's anywhere near Georgia right now.
Yeah. It's Valley Fast Bar Tables. I played
Hot.
over there.
Hot. He said $100,000 is what he's hoping for.
Yeah,
and
it was crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
When I was there, my 4th match was Dennis or Colo. So that's
well, you had. I was in the chat. I was in the chat last week when y'all were on, and I was giving Nick hell the whole time, saying how he should have beat Dennis, and I was just trying to bust Nick without Nick knowing, because it had my real name on there, on the YouTube screen. So I kept on, and Nick, I can see Nick just like getting steamed. He's seeing the comment, and he's starting to get on tilt. You can see it in Nick because he wears it. He wears it on his face.
I told you I had no poker face, Nick.
Yeah, for sure. But you had Dennis. And listen, if you're gonna go and want to play with the big boys, don't let the name go and intimidate you. You got to go and just get in there and do your thing. And you got all the ability in the world. You were up on Dennis in 10-ball.
I was.
You might as well go call out Jason next.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there watching him in Iron City, and he's hanging with Dennis. He was up. He missed, a couple of critical shots. But
Three errors. Woo! I was up 5-2, and I lose 9-7.
He comes
I've
and
been
breaks his cue down, and Dennis says, "Man, you almost had me."
I've been telling Nick for the last, how long have I known you now, Nick? For a little while now. But ever since me and Nick first started interacting, I
And showed
told him
the
this,
biggest net.
and this was, well, that was afterwards. No,
Texas Open.
we learned about you, my man.
Yeah.
But I told Nick, I said, you got all the ability in the world, and this is just for me watching pool online and seeing Nick go and play matches here or there as I was able to, out of the Arizona area, and he does. He's got all the ability in the world. He's got to get his stuff together here, and he's got to make time to be playing full time, and commit to it.
Absolutely.
And he could go and cause some waves, but he's
I
real
appreciate
nitty too, because he may be stealing and he'll still ask for a spot. He'll come to me and he'll say, I need to wait. He ain't never seen me hit a ball, or maybe he has, but he'll still
But he
say,
wants to wait.
"Oh, I need a spot. I need a spot." It doesn't matter who it is. I've never once seen Nick go and say, "Sure, yeah, we can play." Never, not one time. It doesn't matter who it is. It's
Hey,
always,
hey,
I'll
hey,
play,
hey,
but I
hey,
need a spot.
hey. No. I'm backing myself up. Texas Open 2 years ago, I jumped in the box and I played some kid for 5,000. I didn't know who it was.
You asked me, and I told you who it was.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. I still don't know who it was, but I still jumped up and played.
Because I said it was a good game. I said, go
No,
and flip the
hey,
coin.
regardless, I still jumped up and played.
I asked Nick, I said, well, how much are you gonna go and back? Like, how much are you gonna go and throw in? And he turned like a ghost. I mean, he turned like, what? You want me to bet? You want me to put?
No.
Put
I had
myself
no
in?
problem putting up some. I just didn't put up all of it.
You see that light behind Nick? He was about as white as that.
This is Mickey ears.
That's about the tone that he turned.
With his little beanie hat.
Oh God! Yeah. Yes, I actually did end up winning. I had to fade a lot of stuff with that gentleman, and it was really intense. But I ended up getting the win, and Melina got paid off, and a couple others got paid off as well. That got me in the game.
I left because in my mind I had already burned that money.
Oh,
okay.
No faith.
Yeah, I was done. And then I messaged Nick a couple of times, and he's telling me about all the drama, and I'm just laying down because it was like at the tail end of the Open, and I'm already burnt out after a long week. And he's telling me about all the stuff he's got to go and endure, and I'm like, well, maybe I got to take a trip out there. And I was down the road, but I was beat. I was tired. But Nick, to his credit, he got in there, and he handled it. But you were favored in that game.
Oh, I don't know. I never knew the kid.
Yeah. That's your story.
But no, dude, I appreciate it, dude.
Sticking to it there, boss.
Yeah. I have the most incredible woman, like I said. And she's supported me 100%, and she wants me to go out and take a shot and do what I love to do. And
we're hoping that somebody will give Nick a call and say, "Hey, we need somebody to hold Scholar's T-shirt during the Moscone. Can you come out, Nick?"
Actually,
he'll still ask for a spot. He'll need
I definitely need a spot.
Ask for a spot.
But we talked about this last week, that you can have a high Fargo and still not be invited to some of the matchroom events, instead of knowing like you want to go play. Okay, I'll pay the entry fee. I'll pay this. So we were talking about it. See how that all runs. Like, how do you get involved in that, and how do you get it's all based on known ability or
it all starts with playing pool, and then from playing pool, you got to have a presence. You got to check off a lot of boxes online. Outside of that, you got to be active on social media. You got to you got to look at certain parks. At the end of the day, you're going to be on TV, and even with them ears, you still got the ability. You still got the ability, So
Nick, we need to get you one of those. What do they call them? Attack.
Oh yeah, God, you're killing me.
But it's you gotta check off a lot of boxes for sure. But fundamentally, it's from playing pool. I mean, you always hear there's politics, and to an extent there always is going to be, but that's that way in life. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, that's generally that's life.
Like
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pool's not any exception there, But like, if you really want to go and do it, you got to be out there and you got to be playing and you got to be playing well, because then you'll start being on the radar, And then once you're on the
Gotta show
radar,
out just a little bit.
yeah, for sure, yeah. I
Gotta
mean,
show out.
I interviewed Jeremy, and um, he had mentioned he was thinking about guys like even a Tony, which shocked me because I would have never thought Tony would have been, on that radar for a number of different reasons. Now I love Tony and I love Tony's rotation game, and I think he can get there with anyone playing
Right.
nine ball because he's really that underrated. He can hang with anybody and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
he'll do it all with one cue. He'll break, he'll jump, he'll shoot all with
Yep.
the same cue.
Absolutely.
But when Jeremy brought him up, they kind of like, wow, that's the kind of guy. And but I was thinking about these kids who were like, they're showing their diet on Facebook. And I mean, it's like you gotta make yourself uncomfortable and you gotta put yourself out there. That's the thing, you know.
People know me because I put myself out there.
Yeah, you know. But once you
I
start
think
going
they
and
say
playing,
show yourself naked, so to
yeah,
speak.
No, that
You
won't get
gotta
me
be
on.
vulnerable
That
online.
won't get me there.
yeah,
You gotta be vulnerable a little bit online.
yeah.
Show people who you are. I mean, people still don't know exactly who I am. But a lot of people do. It's like I walk in a room, I'm a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
Preaching to the choir
big
here.
hair. I
Yeah.
can't help it. I'm a little different. Or as the guys say, well, here she comes. And Ming, that's how I got my name. Ming gave it to me. She said, yep, here comes the diva. I was like, listen, let me live, man. Just let me live my
Now
whole life.
now there's gonna be at least a percentage of things going transitioning to points events. So when that gets announced, that'll be big for the American players,
Absolutely.
and you'll know where you got to go and what you got to do, and is it going to cost you money? For sure.
Yep.
That's life. you know if
But
you're
you
not
have
gonna
to play in those events.
if you're not willing to do it, somebody else will.
Yep.
And if
There's always
not, then
going to
they'll,
be one.
yeah. But
Always going to be
you'll
one.
have more people go and complain than you will them get off their ass and go do something.
Oh,
That's and it's the same thing like with something like this, right? Because everybody will go and say, yeah, I want to raise money for something, but like it's different to kind of like get get up there and actually do it and actually go out there and put your money where your mouth is, you know. So and that's there's two kinds of people in this world when it comes to stuff like that, and that's why I commend you, Nick, for finally going out there, and if you have the availability and the means to go and do it, man, I think you got all the skill in the world, but
Jump.
you're gonna go and hit your lumps and like anybody
of
else, and
course.
you but I think you can. I think you're one of those American players who can check off a lot of those boxes. And I'm not just saying that because me and you are friends.
Oh, we're friends now. Nice.
Well, I mean,
You still owe him
I
that
use the
money.
term friends lightly because I'm not friends enough to get a wedding invitation.
Oh,
So I'm
stop.
I'm
That's
using it real
point.
loosely here. You know, that's all. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I appreciate it. Seriously, I do. And yeah, that means a lot. And I feel like I have the ability to do a lot, and I finally have somebody behind me and next to me that is pushing me and willing to get me out there and start playing a lot more. So
Well, if she's putting up with you, she's a saint. You know, there ain't no doubt about it. No, but you'd be surprised like how many like companies will want to get behind you and support you, even if it's in product. If you go and put yourself out there and make yourself available and are proactive and just don't
You
quit.
almost have to sell yourself again to the public
It's true. Yeah, you
again,
do.
yeah.
in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
you
not be
kind of have
afraid of
to.
criticism, technically. It's like,
No, it's not. I
talk
mean, you're
about
gonna
you
get it
No,
all the
anyway.
time. You're gonna get it all the time, But I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's just I have no problem talking to
listen.
anybody.
Things can go and things can go and happen in pool, man. You never
Of
know. You can
course,
go and snap something off, and all of a sudden you're there.
yeah.
One of well, you guys have had him on, and someone that Tracy knows real well, and Justin Martin. That kid took Albin in the international. That Albin ended up winning, but he had Albin on the ropes in their in their particular match when Albin on paper was stealing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pool. When you got someone like Justin who doesn't quit
Yep.
and who's got all the heart in the world and he's out there. He's not making excuses because he goes through a
No.
lot of stuff too. He's
Yes.
out there. and he's
Yeah.
playing.
He's a
You
good
know,
kid. I met
he
Justin
is.
when he was 19, I believe. He was not 18 or 19 at Derby City. No, take that back. At the Expo. So it was in 2018. Kid was a demon then. And he's hanging around with Jonathan Hennessy, and Hennessy takes him around, shows him, the mental part of the whole situation. It's like, dude, you're going to have to buck up. These people are not going to be nice to you. This isn't junior league anymore. This is the big dogs. Got him primed, and Justin was like, you know what? I'm ready for the tournaments. I don't care anything about the hustle. I want the tournaments. I want the Moscone Cup. That's Justin's
He's
goal.
the kind of kid. He's the kind of kid who's gonna be a Moscone Cup player, in my
He
mind.
has a
He's
very
got that kind
fantastic
of.
attitude.
If he stays the course, because he's got to
Yeah.
continue like what he's doing
It's
right now.
always the course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
But
I have another
Justin,
kid out
he's
of
grinding though.
around the Knoxville area named Eric Roberts. Keep your eye out on that kid. He was in Aiken.
Name sounds familiar.
He's pretty good. He's only 18 years old.
You can't have any give up in you.
No, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep getting knocked down.
You have to have
Yeah,
that.
when I first heard the name, I was like, "Who the hell is Justin Martin?" I see him playing all these damn events, and then I see him go, he was at Texas, and me and Justin talked a little bit in Texas, but I maybe saw him play a few racks, But as the months progressed, and I saw him, and I kept on seeing his name, and I kept on seeing, and you saw progression in his game, and it's unfortunate the international was kind of the last, at least on the American side of event of the year, but even you can have, you only have wins and losses, right? But like you can still have moral victories when it comes to how you're gonna go and do here, right?
Right.
Because him being able to hang with a world champion, and Albin's the purest of the pure.
Yeah.
He's in that elite class. Maybe not as killer as Dennis is gonna be like in a money game, but Albin's in that 1%. And for Justin to kind of have that kind of game with him just shows you that, like, hey man, you belong in this group of people.
And I told him, I said, you do what you're doing. Keep doing it. They're noticing what you're doing. Yeah. And he's a phenomenal player. The kid he's grown so much since the Expo in 2018. And it's been a tremendous difference. Yep. His focus, all of it. I
think there's going to be like a dozen or so guys that are going to be
around that age group. Absolutely.
Really like, clawing their way to, be a Moscone Cup pick. And, I love Tyler and Chris.
This weekend with Chris, or this past week, he's got on his mind right now, I'm no quit.
Yeah. Well, you have to. Because like, there's going to, listen,
I'm going for it.
On the American side, it's open. You don't even know how much longer Shane might be playing pool.
Right.
Because he didn't look too happy being out there.
No, it seems like he enjoys being on the water. That's his thing right now.
Yeah. And God bless him. He's
right. He's been out there for
he's
almost 15 years.
He doesn't know anybody anything. Yeah.
No,
sure. But that's what I mean though. Like
amazing.
No, 1000%. But that's what I mean though, in the sense that there's openings, and no one spot in my mind besides Skies is secure.
Right.
Like,
but
if Shane wants to, if Shane wants to, he'll play as long as he wants to go and play, right? But if he decides he's not, then that's when it'll be available. But aside from that, like, Sky's in there, I think the same way, as long as he wants to. But there's openings there. You just got to go and earn it. You got to go and take it from those kids, because the Chris's and the Tylers of the world, their ass is going to be out there, and they're going to be playing every single event. And even if you don't go and snap everything off, they want to see you go and put in the work.
Yeah. That's what Jeremy was saying. He's like, I watch everybody.
Josh.
I don't just watch the people that
Josh plays amazing 9-ball.
He does.
Josh plays great 9-ball.
Yeah.
He came in second at that event in Florida.
Yeah, the Mucci event.
Right.
Yeah, but the 9-ball I think was bar box. I don't give too much credit in that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think Josh plays amazing big table too.
He really
does. His one pocket game,
and he works hard.
In Texas, I was brokenhearted for him. I was like, dude, you're right there.
Well, the thing with Josh is that the thing that I really respect about his one pocket game is that, like, he adapts more than most players because
Right.
what you do well, he'll want to take that away from you. So if
Right.
you're a shooter, he's just gonna grind you down, and you're gonna have to try to find a shot because Josh ain't gonna willingly go and give it up to you. That's why he's able to go and beat the Shanes of the world, or the Scott Frost of the world in a tournament. Is because in a race to 4 or 5, he can go and figure out here and execute here, you know, to be
No,
able to
right.
do it. But it's from his experience, it's from his, time at the table.
Of course, the
Um,
knowledge and everything.
yeah, and he's one of those guys too that can go and be on the Mosconi Cup. But it's like, you know, Josh, I don't really see him active on social media. And if that's a listen, it's not nobody's they don't owe anyone a spot or a chance, right? You got to go
No.
out there and play ball, and you got to go and earn it, you
Yep.
know. So, but I'll make sure I'm going to interview Emily tomorrow, so I'll make sure, and
Fabulous.
yeah, we'll bring up Nick De Leon on there. You know? My man wants to know what does he got to do?
You
What does
gotta
he
dye
have to
your
do?
hair like platinum blonde
Yeah,
Done.
there you go.
Done.
with one little
Yeah,
pink streak down the middle.
yeah,
Done.
yeah. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
We'll get him
Go
one of those
play.
little tutus to wear when he's shooting.
Go play your game, Nick. You can get there. You know.
That's the plan, dude. I'm putting in a lot of
Yeah.
work. Especially when the table gets here, I'm putting in a lot of work, and I'm ready for it.
Well, there'll be a lot of opportunities for you to showcase, man. That's for sure. Because 2022 is going to be an amazing year in pool. I think.
It,
Not
I hope
it
just,
it
looks
is.
not
like that
just.
up until I'm booked up until April. Like it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to figure out. It's literally like 20 events or something, and you got to
Yeah,
figure, and they're all like just
You guys are
massive.
on fire on that side, and we're on fire on this side. I think we'll collide through Derby City and Cajun Coast and the Texas Open.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
Kansas City's having one. They reached out
Well,
to me about getting me out
excuse
there,
me.
but I was like, man, I go, it's so close to certain events. I go, I don't know if I can get out there.
Omega picked that one up, and you guys know I love me some Omega. Those people
Yeah.
are true to
Yeah,
form. When they tell you they're going to do something, they do it.
heck yeah, they do. They
They
get
bring
down
it.
to it. Yes, they do.
Uh, Phil did me a solid last year. I had one of my junior players. His mother got ill and passed away shortly after, but it was his birthday, and the only thing that kid wanted was to watch Shane Van Boning and Dennis Arculia play.
Yep.
So I called Phil and I was like, "Look, man, I need this, this, and this." And he's like, "What? Hold on just a minute. Who are you?" He got me a video with all the guys that were there at the venue to say happy birthday to Cheney on the stream, and then sent me the video. So
That's awesome.
anytime Omega needs anything, I got their back, man.
Oh, dude, that's
Anytime.
awesome.
Well,
That's
people
the
like
people that
that
we need.
that do
Nick's gonna be
something for
calling
other
Phil
people.
now, asking for a
Dude,
video.
hey.
Yeah, that's kind of guy Nick is. I can already see it.
Oh
No,
no.
giving back, especially this time of year, it's
Of
always
course.
important.
Yes, it is.
Especially if you're able to, and karma and just having a good heart, man. Appreciate what you got and your blessings, because you never know.
No,
Just
you
like those
don't.
people in Kentucky,
Yep.
life is fast.
And it's very
Unfortunately.
fast. 1 minute you're sitting there eating dinner, and the next minute
You're getting
nothing.
thrown
Your
to
house is
another.
gone.
Yeah.
Everything you have ever worked for your entire life. And some of these people, were older people. It's
Yeah.
like, how
And
do
they
you
have nothing.
adjust to that?
Yeah. You
Or
work
Especially
your
starting
whole
over
life.
at that age, yeah.
Yeah. You pay for
my
your
thing,
house.
like I said, we give because we can.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So please, everybody out there, it's going across the screen.
It's
Um,
It's mcrab90@gmail.com. She's the lady that we have coordinated with to do the Christmas shopping for the children. She is closer to the area than I am, and it would take me literally 5-6 hours to get there, do all of that, and then come back and go to work. So this lady has graciously accepted the task of doing this. She's already putting on a fundraiser of her own. She has a young child and a newborn, so she completely gets it. My family usually does one fantastic thing a year, so my cousin wasn't able to do it this year, so I picked up the reins and ran with it. I was like, well, our pool players, they're generous people, especially during the holidays. So you guys, if you have a couple of extra bucks, Venmo this lady. The Venmo is on the screen. I'll make sure I put that back on there.
Just trying to do everything we can for these kids. You know, they're probably thinking, you know, life is gone, life is over. We can give them something, give them back, thinking that they're still Santa Claus. And, you know, regardless what happens, you know, you just pick yourself back up and give them at least one day of smiles and happiness after everything they've been through.
All right, guys,
Absolutely.
we're going to call this a night. Thank you so much, Melina Mike, for helping us out with this great cause. And I'll get back with you and let you know how much we raised.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Anytime, if there's anything we can do for you, you let us know. If you have a couple of sponsors or a couple of your fantastic companies, please feel free to plug them.
One PKT, yeah, one PKT, windows open. Check it out. I'll be donating. I hope everyone watching donates. And just thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, and I hope it makes them feel a little better. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Isn't your company having a 30% off before Christmas?
We are right now. Yeah, for sure.
30% off, guys. It's a fantastic deal.
One Pocket Gear.
Fantastic garments.
Go to 1pkt.com. I guess there's a code.
Well, don't put me on the spot, man. Come on, now. Let me see. They're gonna love this. Let me see.
We always wing this stuff, man. It's better if it looks like a train wreck.
Let me see here. Holidays, you can't dog it. Holidays, there you go. Holidays,
holidays. Get your 30% off on your One Pocket Gear. You know, anybody that plays pool, your mom, your dad, your brother, so forth, and they love One Pocket. That's the place to go. 30% off.
Go check it out. Here.
Bam.
With Melina Mike, go to Windows Open. The guy knows.
Isn't he close to getting that 10K viewers?
Oh yeah, on the followers. Yeah, we're
getting followers. Where are you at on that?
Yeah. Well, I've that's like 90, 93 or something like that. But I've only had the page since
get him
August.
Up there.
So we're getting there.
Gotta get him up there, guys.
Windows open. You guys will not be disappointed. If you love pool, you love everything about pool, whatnot. This guy knows it all. He does raffles, but he shares and he knows everything.
Trust me, if I don't know, I go there.
Yes, he's the man to follow.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Melina Mike. Thank you, sir.
For sure. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks,
you'll have a great night. See you
later.
All right, Nick. So we appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us tonight while we just discuss a little bit of what's going on in our lives. I will be right now. I'm plugging Big Time Billiards out of Meridian, Mississippi. They have their big high-low tournament this weekend with the highest Calcutta in the South for a split bracket tournament, guys. You have to contact Joey Henderson to get on that list. That is coming up this weekend. They always have some type of ring game on Friday nights. And it depends on how many people they have. They'll either start Friday night or they'll begin it early on Saturday. And sometimes it'll run over into Monday morning. So you guys better be prepared to camp out an extra night if you're playing over at Henderson's place. That's Big Time Billiards in Meridian, Mississippi. Nick, what you said your next tournament, you're going to see who this weekend?
Oscar Dominguez and Desiree with Hard Time Billiards in Sacramento. I'll be there in a couple weeks. They have a big event out there. Oscar and Desiree are not capping it at all. So we can get 300 players. We can get 128 players. We can get 1,000 players. He is not capping it. That was his one thing. So you got One Pocket on the 30th and 31st, and you got 9-ball on the spot on the 1st and the 2nd. So a lot of big names are going out there. I'm looking forward to going out there and seeing some of my old friends because I used to live out there and get to visit Oscar and Desiree's fantastic place. So,
and then the Diva will be taking a couple of weeks off. There will be a a couple of tournaments coming up around the South, but the biggest one that I will be attending will be at the first of the year will be Music City Open in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you guys are in the Nashville, Tennessee area, please stop by and say hi to the Diva. And I will be broadcasting live from JLB Billiards with Nick DeLeon via the satellite out there, guys.
Yeah, and I'll be going live at Hard Times at the end of the month as well, and hopefully I can get Oscar or Desiree on to kind of chit chat and talk about their fantastic place too. So
once again, guys, we appreciate you tuning in tonight with Melina Mike and Windows Open. This charity was something that Nick, myself, and Melina Mike felt very strongly about. These children have lost everything in this city. The city is almost like leveled. It looks like a bomb went off there. If you have kids, nieces, nephews, to have to tell them that there's no Santa Claus after they've already lost everything, that's a hard thing to have to do. So dig deep in those pockets, even if it's just $5. It doesn't matter. It's for a bunch of children. This lady has decided that she will do us a solid since she's closer to the area, and she is taking Venmo at Megan-Crabtree-17. Note Secret Santa for Kentucky. When you note Secret Santa for Kentucky or the donation while you're donating, that will in return come back to us. That way we know how much we raised for this next few hours or so. Also, she is also taking PayPal, and it's rolling across the bottom of the screen. If you guys haven't gotten all of that information down, I will be posting it on my webpage and also tagging Melina Mike and Nick DeLeon, and he will be forwarding that to his Knock on Kid page.
yeah, yes, and guys, please, I mean, I'm getting chills just by being on here and being able to do this. And I mean, I can't send a ton of money, whatnot, but I can send something to at least help out and at least put a smile on their kids' face on Christmas, or even if they even give it to them early, whatnot of the cases is. But they've been through a lot and they need to get some happy ending. And I'm very sure that this is going to be a very good thing, and hope that everybody pitches in and everybody keeps on going and can help out, because everybody needs it at times, and right now Kentucky needs it.
Absolutely. And we want to thank Miss Megan Crabtree. She's got a brand new baby at home, and she said, you know what, I'm ready to tackle this. These kids need some help, and sometimes angels come in different forms, and we're a bunch of elves.
Yeah, and man, thank God for her, going out and doing it. It's a big task, especially after everything they've been through. And you know how the shopping world is. You going out, man, you're probably
Absolutely.
taking like 15 minutes just to park the car.
Yeah,
So
absolutely right.
yeah,
But if
but
you guys would rather donate to the entire West Kentucky area, there is also a website for that. And that is through the governor's wife. And it's for relief donations. It's Team WKY Relief Fund.kentucky.gov.
awesome.
All right, guys. Nick, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank before we sign out for the week?
Yeah, Melinda Mike, the knit, just got off right now, so I'll do him a solid. Reach out to him, Melinda Mike, Facebook page or Windows Open. The guy knows all 411 about everything in pool. If something gets canceled, if something new is happening, follow his page. He will tell you. He will show you. He knows it all before anybody else. Q-Tech, my amazing family that I'm part of. I am grateful for everything they do, for the kickoff for next year as well, what they're doing for me. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm so glad to be in your corner with you guys. Mike Gwynn, my realtor, let alone the one of the best realtors here in Arizona. He knows everything. Reach out to him. Mike Gwynn, easy to look up on Facebook. Pool Player Podcast by Joey Ryan and Melina Mike again. Those guys have some amazing podcasts. They just had Jeremy Jones and Skylar on talking about the Moscone Cup and what to look forward to, what happened, all that good stuff. So you can catch it there. They were live, I think, last night or the night before.
Last night they were on with Skylar Woodward and Jeremy Jones. So if you
Correct.
guys haven't seen that, go over to Pool Player Podcast. That's where that fantastic interview is.
Yes, indeed. One PKT, another big one of my sponsors, the number one pocket is going on, and everybody's loving the one pocket. So go to 1pkt.com, order your gear for your family, for you. You get 30% off. All you have to do is type in holiday. That's it. 30% off all your one pocket gear. Get it done. They have a lot coming out. They have that Roy's Basement hat, and teamed up with Roy and on that, and his hat is amazing as well. I'd be wearing it, but I got my haircut today for my big wedding day on Sunday. So Rick Smith, he does all the photos. You need professional photos. You need pool photos. You want pictures of Alex or Efren or Shane. He's the guy to reach out to. He has multiple years of him taking photos of the professional pool players. So Inside Pool Magazine for putting this together, for keeping us on our toes. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy to be a part of your guys' team. And let's just keep it rolling.
We're happy to have you, Nick. That's Nick DeLeon, Nikon Kid. You're going to see some photographs coming out from Sacramento, too, coming from Mr. DeLeon when he has a moment, because, he is a photographer himself.
Yes, indeed.
The Diva, sponsored by Sugar Tits Moonshine out of South Carolina. It's a funny name, but the stuff's delicious. Also, Steve Dittmeyer for Poolaholic Gear. He always makes sure Diva's addressed to success in her Poolaholic gear. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to Enterprise Car Rentals. Nick, did you know that Enterprise Car Rentals gives us a discount?
What?
Right. If you go to one of our pages, you'll see a little tiny box. You just click on it and it'll tell you how to get those discounts. And that would be on my page and also on Inside Pool Mag's public page.
Well, I'll for sure be sharing
right.
that.
If you guys are traveling and you're having to fly out of your major cities into a different city, like me having to fly out of Huntsville, Alabama, going to the Texas Open, they gave me the cutest little Miata.
Nice.
And I also got a discount, guys. So it's only for pool players, so you guys don't spread the word. I'm kidding.
Awesome. Let's go.
All right, guys. Also, the Diva likes to stay at Hilton Brand Hotels in the Marriott. It's the best place to stay, and it has the softest and most cuddly sheets you've ever had your little body on. Let's see, who else did I forget to plug? Molina Mike and Windows Open, guys. Molina Mike's been a big supporter of the Diva here lately, and I couldn't do it without Molina Mike. Omega Billiards. Did you hear what they're doing in Kansas City? Kansas City is going to have a big event, and Omega Billiards is going to stream it. So you guys keep an eye out on Omega. They're doing great things for the pool community. All right, guys, this is the Diva.
This is Nikon Kid.
And we're going to call it a night. We'll see you guys probably next week, but we may take a week off for the holidays since Nick just is about to get married. And who knows, maybe Dory's going to lock him up for a couple of days.
Hey.
Because I heard you need to practice your pool game.
Yeah, my pool game. Yeah.
No, seriously, Nick's getting a table in, but he's keeping it hush-hush. He's not telling us anything about this table. But
once that table comes in,
I have a funny feeling it's going to be news.
It's going to be big news, yes. But the bigger news is...
And that's really what I meant, Nick.
Yes. And to the most supportive person in my life, my lovely soon-to-be wife, Dory. She is just incredible. I'm speechless sometimes. I sometimes, think like, is this too good to be true? But she's here with me, and we started this, and we're gonna keep on rolling. And our big day is coming, and I couldn't be happier, happier than I've ever been. So it's something good, something special. I love it. So we're rolling with it, and it's going to be a good year.
Boy, have our lives changed since we met.
Right? Right?
Well, I look forward for next year. If I don't see you before then, Nick, you have a fantastic New Year, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to see you before
You're
then.
definitely going to see me Sunday because we're going live, baby, from the DeLeon's house.
All right. Well, hopefully that big present that you're waiting on gets there so I can see it.
Yes. If it does, I'm gonna explode.
All right,
But I
guys.
will do the release here on Inside Pool Magazine with the Diva.
All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you next week.
The link, guys. The link.
Don't forget the
Get it
link,
done.
and I'll
Get it
post it on my
done.
page.
Yes.
Bye.
I'm out, guys. Have a good one.